Hi everyone, we are here today with Jalen, and he is coming in with problems with clogging of his skin, lots and lots of blackheads. So I went over his skincare regimen, and he is currently using coconut oil on his hair, which can kind of drip down and cause clogging, and I think that's probably the problem. So today we're just going to go ahead and clean his skin. He is pre-treating it with our wash already. And then he's using our glycolic wash and then our glycolic exfoliator. I went ahead and washed his skin with a 10% glycolic wash, and then I did a 10% glycolic exfoliating gel. How are you doing, Jalen?
Good.
Are you enjoying your summer?
Yeah.
I really like your car. I just started driving. So excited. So I'm really trying to get right here at that base where is a lot of his clogging is going on. Stretching that skin. It's a little bit of PIH, but we'll manage that a little bit later. And once his skin starts to clear up, a lot of that pressure that comes from the blackheads or any of the breakout will definitely resolve, because there's not going to be a lot of trauma or stimulation to the melanocyte, creating that brown spots on the skin. An update on Daryl. I love for everyone to, if you haven't yet gone to his page, is a kidney for Daryl page, and that way you can see all the different updates and kind of keep up what's going on with him. He definitely appreciates all of your prayers. And thank you so much for that. And he seems to be in good spirits, but we definitely want his pneumonia to get cleared up before they can start any other treatments on him. Some of these are whiteheads, some of these are blackheads, and so just making sure we get everything cleaned out. He also has some papules. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. So again, 35 degree angle, 27.5 gauge. Get in that pore and then just barely touch that pore and stretch that skin right at that base, and hopefully it's receptive to extractions. There we go. You holding up okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and go back to make sure it's nice and clean. Okay, I'm going to go around this area here. Again, we're going to stretch, get in that base. This is sometimes going to be a little tricky for the patient because such a thin area, and can feel like I'm trying to push on their brain. Does it feel like that a little bit? See? I promise I'm not, though. Again, stretch on that base. And then stretch again. And there we go. I'm going to go on this angle. I go back and make sure these are nice and open. So don't want to cause any more discomfort than I have to. Sometimes around the hairline, it could also be the, whenever he's getting his hair trimmed, it can kind of disturb that pore and create what's called pseudofolliculitis Barbie, an ingrown hair problem. But it can be resolved very quickly by opening up that pore, getting the hair out, and then making sure that your barber always has a nice, sharp, clean blade on his trimmer shears. Now it's going to get a little bit of swelling, which is okay. You want to ice the skin after you're done, just to make sure that that swelling goes down. But I'm going back over it. Just again, make sure everything is nice and clean. All right, I'm going to work on this area here. And open these up. So in here, if you see these swollen, we've cleaned it out, or I've cleaned it out. I always say we, I think it's me and the little probe. But it's been cleaned out. It's just the swelling that you're seeing, and that'll come down. But when doing extractions, you definitely want to make sure that that pore is completely cleaned, especially on us who have darker skin tones, because the longer it lingers, the more pressure that you have on that pore, the more insult on that site. And again, you get the little brown spots. So like, see how that it's in there? It's been for a little while. And so we want to make sure that it gets cleaned out. Okay, so here we go. Double check. And I'll go in 2 different angles just to make sure it's nice and clean from both areas, so that the pore releases all the content out. So if you saw that I went one angle, now I'm going in a different angle. Stretch and right on that base. Again, stretch right there in that base and put that pressure on there. Okay. Secret to it is really stretching. I always say that, but can't say it enough. Sometimes I'll get viewers that will say, "Oh, my my cotton tip applicator broke on me." I want to make sure that everybody understands this. It has to be a wooden. Regular brand will not do it. The ones that you use at home, it's not indicated for doing extractions. This one that I use here is actually a medical grade one that I buy by a medical supplier, and I order it from a medical supplier, and it's also sterile. All of our applicators are sterile. Cost me a little more, but I'm reassured that everything is nice and clean. It's worth it. So here, just want to double check. That I've opened it correctly. So I am going to, and I see like a little hair, might be wrong. These are not my regular glasses that I wear. So I'm a little blind. There we go. And I'm putting pressure on there because I really want to make sure that this is all cleaned out. Reason why is because the longer it lingers, the darker it'll get. And I want that to resolve pretty quickly for him. So I'll go back and I really use my fingers to kind of feel my way around to see if I feel anything underneath there. Again, stretch. Okay, I think it's good. Again, these tiny ones. Right. Okay, I'm making my way around here. .35-degree angle. You don't have to make a huge incision, just enough, open it up just enough. If you can see it, just use the little tip to kind of loosen that up. So I went this direction. Now I'm going to go this direction to make sure again everything is nice and clean. Jalen, you okay?
Yeah.
All right. I know he's going to be running out of here when I get done. He's my buddy. He knows it. I've known his mom for a long time. And his family, beautiful family. Again, stretch. Just kind of going back to this one. There's times that I'm doing extractions and there's so many that my eye just doesn't catch it, but then I'll go back, and I see it. Make sure this is clean. Okay, so with this one, I'm actually gonna just stretch out first and then go in and see if it releases the content. Okay, I'm gonna go outward and then I'm gonna go in and see again. There it goes. It's kind of deep, Jalen. You're going okay? There we go. So on these, you want to just extract a little bit different. So instead of going from like getting that wall and going in like this, you're trying to get that content to move upward. So you stretch it out and then you scoop from the bottom and it should bring everything up, see? So what you're doing is forcing that stuff, the bacteria to come up to the surface. Okay, so we're getting these little tiny ones through here. I'm going to go ahead and get these. I can feel these little tiny ones through here. So every lesion starts as a microcomedone, and then from there it takes root and what it's going to form into. So I always try to get those tiny ones out of the way, even though some of this is filament, and then like here. Okay, I'm going to stretch this. Let's see what we can do with this. Do you remember this one? Is that an ingrown? Or you don't have a recollection of it? Jalen?
Hmm?
Do you remember that one right there?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. So I'm going right at that base at the bottom just to make sure we get, again, everything out, because sometimes this area is a little tricky. And so you want to make sure that your client is nice and kind of a more of a flatter position, so that you can manipulate your applicator a little better and have better control. So very vascular area too. So there we go. going to go back and double check. Different angle. Okay. I don't know what this is, but I think it's a deep, yeah, pore that's in there. So, go ahead and clean that up. Yeah. Okay, so that was a clogged pore, and it's kind of open already. You couldn't remember what it was or messing with it, so I'm gonna double check and see that it's clean. It should do good by the time we see him next time. All right, well, I'm gonna keep working with him the next several, probably during the whole summer. I know that he is in a basketball league right now, and that also has a lot to do with it, sports and so forth, and at his age. But we're going to be working on his skin to get his skin cleared up for the new year coming up. So thank you so much for tuning in with us and telling your friends and family about us. Check us out on Instagram. Look us up on Facebook under Enilsa Skin Essentials Acne Clinic. And don't forget to just share our videos. You're more than welcome to. I love you guys. Thank you for everything that you continuously do for us. And we will see you next time. Have a wonderful and amazing and blessed day. Bye-bye.